Today's guest is widely known and loved from her work in 90s cult classics like Clueless and Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Last month, Elisa Donovan told us all about her new memoir, Wake Me When You Leave. Take a look.
This period of time that the book is about utterly changed the trajectory of my life, quite honestly, and in every way and every capacity. So I felt like my process of healing was writing in many ways, and through the process, I discovered how we don't like to talk about difficult things in our culture, most certainly. We like things to be really shiny and happy and quick and easy. And anyone who has gone through loss of any kind understands that it is a very nuanced experience, and it can be really isolating. And so I felt very compelled to share my experience because it's ultimately a very hopeful one.
Elisa also opened up about visitations from her late father in unexpected ways.
The first dream that I had, and anyone who's had these sorts of dreams, you distinctly sense that it is very different from any other sort of a dream. And there's a lucidity and a it's just wildly different. And the first time that it happened, it really I had when it was in a very dark period where I just felt like I didn't know how to get out of bed. I didn't know how to keep going, and it was so powerful and touched me so deeply that I was beside myself for a, a period of time. And then I started to metabolize it all, and it really helped me see that just when our loved ones leave us, they don't when they die, they don't leave us.
In addition to Elisa's incredible work as an actress and author, she's using her platform to shine a light on something very close to her heart. Elisa is sharing her story about overcoming an eating disorder and how she tapped into her own inner strength and power. This is Advocate Now. On this show, we highlight causes that we're passionate about advocating for. I know that you've done a lot to raise awareness about eating disorders. Why is that
Yes.
important to you?
Uh, Certainly because my anorexia almost took my life. And, I've been, how many years now? Almost 28 years of recovery. And, it's another one of these things that when I look back on my life, that also was very much a turning point of, okay, do I want to just have this one thing, which is that's what happens with eating disorders. That's what you get. You get your eating disorder. You don't get success. You don't get more friends. You don't have a happy family. You don't have a career. You just get that. And once you understand that it takes over your entire life, um, then you have this decision of, oh, do I want a full life, or do I just want this teeny tiny little brittle existence? And so for me, once I understood that's what was happening, that's really what helped me to truly put one foot in front of the other. And I think it's something that is so prevalent in our culture, and it needs to be understood that it's a mental, physical, spiritual malady. It is not just some um it's been very misunderstood. So am so passionate about it because you don't see a lot of people that truly recover. And I know in the beginning for me, I felt like, well, where are the people that, like, what do I have to look forward to? I don't see anybody who's who's thriving and has gone through this. So I've really made it a point to talk about it as much as I can, help people. I sponsor people. I will talk anytime I am asked. And I just think it's one of these things that was, in the 90s, it was a very brutal time to be in front of the camera because that was the norm, was to be emaciated, and no one wanted to talk about eating disorders. It was very commonplace for a studio or a network to tell you you have to lose weight. And to get healthy in that framework was very difficult. I felt like I was the only person who was starting to try to help themselves. And but in another way, that's probably why it's really stuck for me, because I thought, well, if I can do it in this environment, it's gonna stick.
Yeah, right. As you mentioned, you're known for roles in iconic films like Clueless, which came out in 1995 when being thin was glorified. Being extremely thin was glorified. I mean,
Yes,
are you sort of happy, relieved to see the shift in terms of body positivity and
absolutely.
representation now?
I mean, absolutely. I think it's a wonderful shift that is happening, but I do think that it is very slow, and it in no way has really, really changed the plates. It's like a shifting of the
Mhm.
plates of the world that needs to happen here, because it's so ingrained. And a lot of times we still will see, oh, put someone on the cover of a magazine who has a bigger body size, and then we'll all applaud them for being so brave, or being so confident and happy that they don't look the way they're supposed to look, or the way society is supposed to look. It's a very insidious There's very insidious messaging that goes on. And so, yes, I do feel encouraged that there is such a celebration of bodies of all shapes and sizes. But I do think culturally, and within the real framework of our journalists and our media, that we have a little bit of work to do still.
Absolutely. And body image and self esteem can be so intertwined. A lot of times we feel like we don't deserve to be happy when we're not happy with our physical appearance. When you think of how you view yourself and your own self confidence, is there something that you're empowered by that goes beyond your appearance?
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel now as though I don't even think about my appearance. I would that would be a lie. It's not that I don't think about it. Of course I do, and I prepare myself for things and put on makeup and get dressed and all those things. But when I really think about what I love about myself, or what I feel proud of and good about, is my empathy, my compassion, my creativity, my resolve, my kindness, my unique point of view, which, for the record, we all have one. And that's one of those things that the eating disorder really robs you of, which is your own personal voice. And I also would say one other I'm proud of. My husband might disagree sometimes, that I have a very strong opinion about everything. So I don't have a good poker face. When something is not okay, I am the first one to say, that's not okay. What you just said is not okay. And sometimes, so I could use a little work maybe in, um, you know, finessing my words sometimes, but yeah.
I like people who keep it real. You have to be
Yes.
truthful and yeah, it makes life easier. Elisa, thank you so much for being here. Everybody make sure you check out her memoir, and we can't wait to check out the film as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sonia. This was wonderful. Thank you.
I'm Sonia Baghdadi. Thanks for watching and advocating. For more stories and content like this, visit advocate.com and advocatechannel.com.